Welcome back everybody to the daily show where we discuss and do technical analysis on big mega cap stocks. So before we get started, please smash that like button, and 100 plus likes on this video would be greatly appreciated, guys. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now if you want to support the channel and get my daily trade ideas, my swing trade ideas, live trading, and all kinds of setups, definitely check out their link down below in the description for Patreon. And now let's get right into it, guys. On Apple, stock is down over 1%, and we got big earnings coming up just after next week, and that's going to cause lots of volatility in the market, and especially names like Amazon and Google, Nvidia, AMD, all are up massively. What's coming down? That is Apple stock. So Apple, we talked about it even in my last video that Apple can come down all the way down to 166, and looks like it was almost there, guys. 167.11 and now trading at 167.78, and looks like it might be going there early as tomorrow morning right here, 166 to 165, and that's gonna be a strong support on Apple stock. Now Apple gets a bounce, it needs to get over 170 and then 171.35 above 20-day moving average right here, 171.35. You're going to see a move up to 173, and once we get up here on Apple, then we can talk about any more upside. Until then, we got earnings coming up, and also on any pullback tomorrow, back to back 2 days or multiple days, I would say right here, Apple pretty much selling off. Any bounce here on Apple stock, short-lived, and now this thing trading near this bottom right here, 166 to 165, and that can come early as tomorrow morning, which is a great opportunity if you're buying Apple shares right here at this price, and especially if you're thinking about long term. So Apple, watch the support 166 right down here, and to the upside, it needs to get above 170. The next stop, 171.35. 20-day moving average, and then 173. On Microsoft, it's down 0.71%, and that is why this market is still holding up. We got names like Microsoft, Google, Amazon pushing up and going higher. Only thing lagging behind, it's Apple, and then you got Tesla also coming down. Look at this move here on Microsoft today, getting down to that same level. We talked about it last night. Previous all-time highs around 420, and getting a big bounce, and now even though it's down on the day, trading above 420 and holding right here, guys, above rising 20-day moving average 422.47. so tomorrow 422.47, that would be your line in the sand right here on Microsoft, and below that 420, 415, 413. To the upside right here, as long as Microsoft can stay above 422.47, you're going to see a move back up to 430. And I just want to quickly show you guys some fantastic plays from yesterday and last week. Right here on SPY ETF, we actually got some puts yesterday, 510 puts for today, and also 530 calls for today. 50-50. Guess what? Puts went through the roof, almost 400%. I got 370% on those puts, and calls, they actually got washed away. But guess what, guys? If you get 300% on your puts, one-sided, that is covering your other side, the loss from the other side, and you still made 200% profit. So this was a massive trade. Now this was from actually Friday. The one from today, I actually called it right here live yesterday. I don't have it right here. So 2 times getting big profit on SPY ETF, and this was from last week on Friday. Now swing trade, talking about swing trade and what do you get here on my Patreon. Moderna, yesterday I did call this out at 113. Moderna got up to 115 or 16, and I got 105 puts. Guess what? It was almost down to 105 this morning. I think 106 exploded, guys. Another fantastic swing trade just overnight. This was a nice money maker. And then Amazon puts also right here, you can see that I got in at 185 and some change. I believe it got up to 187, and this morning we took profit on Amazon as well. And then triple Q right here, you can see July 19th expiration. I got in at 447, and this morning took profit, massive profit on this one. Also right here, Caterpillar. In all these plays, and especially if you guys are serious about trading, then definitely check out that Patreon link down below in the description. On Amazon stock, it's absolutely flat on the day. Amazon getting down to 182.67, and look at the bounce, and again holding above 185, even though we saw Amazon coming down early in the morning down to 182, end of the day going back up and holding above 185. And that tells me that Amazon can hold 185. You're going to see 190 on Amazon. Below 185, we do have support right down here, 184.38, and then 13-day moving average 181.77, and then strong support because we have rising 20-day moving average now sitting close to 180. So that's going to be a big level right here on Amazon below 185. But as long as Amazon can hold 185, you're going to see 190 plus, and that is bullish on Amazon. Once we get under 180, then watch out. There is going to be more downside all the way down to 175, rising 50-day moving average, and then 173 down to this gap, 170.23. On Google, stock is down 0.30%, so nothing big here on Google. Kind of a flat day. In Google, not even getting down to 155, went back up and now trading near 158. So here on Google, guys, as long as Google can stay above 155, the next target 160 to 161.26 and possibly even higher. And that means another new, fresh 52-week high. Below 155, things will change, and Google stock can come down all the way down to 151.37, rising 20-day moving average. And then we also have strong support down here, 148, and then this gap just below 145. On Meta, it's up 0.57%. So despite the selling here on Meta, and every time this thing coming down, the dips are getting bought up immediately. Same thing happened yesterday, big drop, and then this thing actually went back up and holding pretty much right here, 5-day moving average. Again today, guys, big drop, even bigger drop today, all the way down to a new low, breaking down below this candle right here, 505.80. But look at the result, this thing going back up and trading near 520 and pretty much holding right here, guys. So here on Meta, only thing can actually bring Meta down, and that is this earnings right here. We all know that Mark Zuckerberg selling lots of shares, no effect here on Meta. Lots of other insiders selling Meta, but who cares? It's not coming down. It's just going up and hitting fresh new all-time highs multiple times. Not one, not two, so many times since this breakout from 400, guys. So here on Meta, it's time for a pullback. And I don't think I played any calls on Meta lately. We actually bought the dip right here, and that was a day trade. And I did have that video for you guys a couple days ago, about a week ago, where we bought the dip right here early in the morning, and this thing popped immediately like 10 bucks. That was the only time in last maybe 4 weeks that I got calls on Meta. Now we actually shorted, and I did share that play with you guys in my video. I think it was like last week, or even this week. I think it was on Monday or Tuesday right here. Yesterday, I did share that play with you guys right here on Meta. So since then, I'm not shorting. I'm not doing anything. And option prices are jacked up. And why? Earnings coming up right here. And that is why now options are costing more. It does not matter if you're buying calls or puts. So that is why it's better to stay away from Meta right now. Stocks like Netflix, anything that has earnings, stay away. Play after earnings, and that is a safer way to trade these names right here, especially big names, because each options are now costing more than what I was paying about 2 weeks ago. And now, they're just gonna go up even more as we get closer to earnings. it's just gonna go up even more and more every day. Now a lot of people don't get it. They think it's the real price and yeah, I'm just gonna buy it. No, I mean, it's not worth the risk buying options right here with earnings coming up. Imagine you're holding through earnings, your account can actually get wiped out. So be careful trading and holding overnight with earnings coming up. I mean, anything is possible, guys. Yes, this thing can go up, no doubt about it, you know. Also, with this massive gap, and not to mention so many other gaps, one bad earnings, one bad catalyst, we all know that things can turn very quickly on a dime, and this thing can give up easily $100 $150. And guess what? If you're chasing, everything will get wiped out. So here on Meta, above 520, path is open for a move back up to 526 to even 538. Below 520, strong support down here, 13-day moving average right here, 506, and then right here 20-day moving average 502.78, and then this gap 497.53, and then 490. On Tesla, stock is down 2.89%, so Tesla gave up all the gains, and I said it last night with that CPI, it all actually depends on that CPI. We can see Tesla actually gapping over 180, or we could see a pullback with that CPI, and this is exactly what we got, and barely holding 20-day moving average right here, 171. So that's gonna be your line in the sand right here on Tesla. 20-day moving average 171.69 for tomorrow, and below that you're going to see a drop down to 165, 162.27, lower Bollinger Band 160, and then 152. Tesla can hold right here, then watch out for a move back up to 180, and once we get over 180, then I will talk about any more upside in the short term right here on Tesla. Until then, watch the support right here, and then 165, 162.27, 160. On AMD, it's down 2.13%, so this was a fantastic opportunity to make some money on a day trade, and I gave you guys all the levels you need last night that AMD can come down early as tomorrow to close this gap, and that's gonna be a dip buying opportunity. And look at the bounce. It's not a big one, but also it's not small considering AMD actually pays really well on options. Look at this drop down to exactly 164 and then going back up to, look at this pop right here, almost 169, and then coming back and trading it. I mean, if you got in at 164, you're still green right here, trading at 167 at the closing. So going into tomorrow's session on AMD, this is gonna be your line in the sand right here, guys, 164, and below that, this dump off can continue all the way down to this gap, 148.75. But as long as support can hold right here, watch out for the resistance now at 168.81, and above that, AMD can move up to 13-day moving average 175.53, and then we can also talk about more upside. And right now, we do not have a bull trend on AMD. All these moving averages now negative sloping to the downside, and that is a bear trend right here on AMD stock. On Nvidia stock, it's up 1.97%. So despite the selling here in this market and hotter than expected inflation, well, guess what, guys? Nvidia does not care. AI boom is here, and this thing is up, and now it's trading over 866.88, holding 5-day moving average. Now also keep that in mind, Nvidia is not on a breakout. We got absolutely double top right here on Nvidia stock. So far, why this thing is not coming down and still going up? Well, reason for that, Nvidia can move like that. Second thing, this technical right here, Bollinger Band here on bottom, sitting at 844, again coming down here today. So if you guys actually call this move, and I said the same thing last night, I actually did no trades today, no day trading today, only selling all my positions. You guys saw that in the morning, calling out before opening that, right at opening, guys, sell everything that we got, all the puts, and take profit, and locking in all that profit this morning. And that was it, because I don't like to go back in money that is coming in from this market. I would like to keep that money. A lot of people, they think that they can double dip, just go out and make more money and then give it all away, and then what? Trying to make that money back and then losing even more money. And how many times that happened to a lot of people, guys. So you got to be really disciplined, and that's why I didn't do anything today. But Nvidia, I told you guys last night, watch a bounce just like we got yesterday off of this Bollinger Band. And you can see right here 840 as support level, getting a huge bounce all the way up to 874. So if you actually caught this dip right here and you're putting a stop, let's say 20%, you made a decent amount of money on Nvidia. So the same thing applies tomorrow, guys. Now there will be support here at 866.88, and below that 840, and then this gap 823. Above 866.68, Nvidia can run all the way up to 895, possibly up to even 900 before another big drop to close this gap at 823. So Netflix also, we got earnings coming up, and this thing is absolutely flat on the day. It was down to 609, and now it's trading below 620, rising 20-day moving average. So before earnings, Netflix coming down, and looks like below 620. You could see Netflix coming down to 604 early as tomorrow, and possibly coming down and retesting lower Bollinger Band right here also at 603.17. We do have support below that, and that is around 597.84. Now Netflix can actually break out from this downtrend, mini downtrend on hourly time frame, and this thing actually holds 520 or 620 in this case, then watch out, there will be more upside. This thing can go all the way back up to 630 and possibly even higher.